Hi there, I'm Rin Olson. This is The Dog Show. This week on The Dog Show.
What is your pet peeve about Murphy? Like, what does she do that you just wish she didn't?
Murphy has a knack for unzipping my couch with her paws and sleeping in the stuffing that she pulls out.
Shut up. Wait,
Yeah.
say that again. That's amazing.
She actually unzips my couch pulls
With
out
her
the
teeth?
with her teeth and paws and sleeps in it.
She like crawls inside it.
Yes.
Does she pull the stuffing out?
Yes.
And is it everywhere?
It's everywhere and every day.
And do you no longer have much of a couch?
After restuffing it, I don't, but I've found cotton to restuff it, so we figured out a temporary solution.
What's the solution? You put a lock on the couch?
No, just buy extra stuffing.
Buy extra stuffing. Lesson learned. So that must mean she's super duper smart if she figured out how to unzip a zipper, yo.
Yes. Yeah, she does not break it, she just unzips it, and I just zip it back up and stuff it.
How old was she when she discovered this talent?
She's been doing it for 1.5 years.
She hasn't stopped?
No, she has not. I just got a new cushion, so hopefully that'll change it a little
You
bit.
should get a futon, no zippers.
That's what I should do. I'm trying to figure out a solution. I've tried the spray
Oh
that's
my god,
supposed
I
to
have the
be bitter.
solution! I have the solution! Murphy bed! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I will have to look into that.
That's what? How did this happen? It's your lucky day. I have solved your pet peeve problem.
My couch lucky day. Thank you very much for solving that.
Oh my god, can you believe this? Murphy! Murphy beds are in your future. Thank you.
Thank you very
Tell me, what is your pet peeve about Teddy? Like, what's something he does you just wish he wouldn't do?
He's very shy. When we see another dog, he tries
You're
to swim
shy?
away. Yeah,
And
I want
what
him to be more social.
You want Teddy to be more social. In
Why
what
would you?
what would you want him to do differently?
Just not freak out when he sees another dog and run under my legs.
Is he a rescue dog?
No,
Why is he so scaredy?
I don't know. He's been around other dogs. He just gets nervous.
Oh, that's a cute little thing you wish you could change.
Teddy, come out of your shell, buddy.
What is your pet peeve, Paige?
When it comes to dogs?
When it comes to Charlie, like what does she do that you just wish she didn't do?
Sometimes, I know this sounds a little gross, but she poops like 3 times on a walk instead of just once. So I always have to waste 3 bags instead of just 1 bag when I'm cleaning it up.
What are you feeding this dog?
I mean, she'll do it in 3 increments instead of just doing it in one hole.
I get that, but what are you feeding her to make her go so much?
Just regular dog food, but she...
Highly fibrous dog
I
food?
don't know. She's pretty healthy, so maybe.
3 times. If I could only be so lucky. All right, Paige. We're going to talk later about this diet. Maybe I need to partake.
Okay.
All right, thanks, girl.
Great meeting you.
Bye, Charlie.
Say bye.
Don't poop on me. What is your pet peeve about Smokey? Like something you wish she just didn't do?
What? Bark.
That's not her barking, by the way. She does a lot of barking?
Tons of barking.
Let's hear your bark, shall we? Bark, Smokey. Make her bark.
No, she only,
Pinch her.
No, she only barks when you come in the house.
When you come in the house,
Yeah.
because she's excited to see you?
Excited and a great watchdog.
That's your pet peeve? It sounds like love to me.
Yeah, but she don't stop barking.
Your neighbors hate you.
No, my neighbors love me.
Are you sure?
Plus,
Do you kiss them?
no.
Okay. That's all I got. Mill is too much for me. I love this man. Mwah!
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jo Legereau for The Dog Show. I'm here at the 3rd annual Family Fun Dog Walk, sponsored by the Ronald McDonald House and Angels on a Leash.
My name is David Fry. I'm from the Westminster Kennel Club. I'm also founder and president of Angel on a Leash. You know her, you love her, you've seen her for 3 years now. This is Cat Greenleaf. Of course, if you've filled up your car at a gas station or been in a taxi cab, you've seen her on the small screen there, but she's also very involved with broadcast and digital media, seen by about, 12 million people a week, I believe. Emmy Award-winning daytime host on USA Network. We're also pleased to have, as a bonus, there's no extra charge for this, the wonderful Cooper Lawrence from PLJ 95.5. Cooper, of course, is a psychotherapist, yes, psychologist. You've seen her on all those great shows at night, Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight. She's the one that when some famous star does something stupid, she's the one they bring on to explain what happened.
That's right.
And why.
And that's a job. That's actually a job.
Welcome, Cooper. And Kat, you want to give a quick hello?
I was going to bring my sons and our other 2 dogs and my husband, and I thought what a pain it was last year to try to wrangle even one son and one dog. So I brought my newest addition, the gorgeous Molly. She's a Harlequin Great Dane from the Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue League, and I cannot tell you guys how much I support rescue. We're rescuing another bulldog tomorrow. We've got this gorgeous rescue girl, and of course the tiny Walter that everyone thinks is a girl, but he's not. He's just a Chihuahua. So I'm so glad to be supporting this organization, and I entreat you all to look into adopting your next pet, because I just can't say enough about what it's had to our family and actually to our show. Molly's about to become the next star of Talk Stoop, so watch out. And I want to add that I have a dog, Marconi is his name. He's a therapy dog thanks to David Fry. He's registered with Pet Partners and through Angel on a Leash, of course. He's not here because he's like, why should I walk? We have a couch. So that's where he is today. But I'm a big supporter of Angel on a Leash. Marconi was the AKC Therapy Dog of the Year last year. Again, thanks to David. We visit at NYU. We used to be at St. Luke's Roosevelt. We also are part of the READ program. And if you have a dog that's amazing, I know you think your dog is amazing, so if that's the case, please see about getting your dog registered and certified and trained, because they might be great therapy dogs. People need those dogs. Kids need those dogs. The reading program needs those dogs. So your dog shows up and it can literally change a life. And dogs should learn to read, Kat says.
Very nice. She took my speech right away from me.
The Family Fun Dog Walk featured a 2K walk around Carl Schurz Park. The funds raised benefited children battling cancer at Ronald McDonald House and the Angel on a Leash therapy dog program. Angel on a Leash visits healthcare facilities across the country. They also guide owners through the therapy dog certification process. Ronald McDonald House provides a low-cost place for families to stay while their loved ones receive treatment at nearby hospitals. Angel on a Leash therapy dogs visit here regularly, giving the families the unconditional love that only a dog can give. There was a contest and prizes for Best Dressed Dog. Here's Cat Greenleaf and Cooper Lawrence posing with the winners.
Dog Show, and I'm here with Paraveen, who is an animal behavioral specialist. So, Paraveen, could you tell us a little about your work and maybe your philosophy?
Well, I'm a behavior consultant and trainer. I have been for a professional for over 22 years. I've had my own business called Behavior Matters here in New York City, and I'm also presently getting my PhD in behavior analysis.
And what is behavior analysis?
Well, that's a good question. It's actually we call the science of behavior change. Many people don't realize that behavior is a science, and how we apply the principles of science makes it a technology. So we approach all of animal training as is something that we can teach people to do, and we can teach people to do using the principles of science, as opposed to some sort of, well, it's my technique or my method. It's as much of a science as any of the natural phenomena like chemistry or mathematics. Behavior is lawful, and so it follows laws, and we apply those principles to change behavior.
Could you give us an example of that within say a dog training situation?
Well, we know that behavior that is reinforced increases, and behavior that is punished decreases. And so we apply simple principles like this. So when someone says something like, well, I punished him and he didn't stop, well, that's like saying I dropped an apple and it didn't fall to the ground. That just isn't the way it works. And so we understand that if we want an animal to increase what it's doing, then we reinforce it. So if an animal isn't coming when it's called, then you haven't reinforced it appropriately. There's no such thing as he's stubborn or he doesn't have the come gene. That's just poor training. And when we start taking things out of this sort of mythology and putting it into just the black and white terms of how behavior occurs, we start taking out all of this kind of emotional and silliness and stop blaming the dog or the horse or the cow or the moose, and or the child, and we start looking at the teaching and how we teach.
And what are the tools you use for this teaching?
Well, again, we use basic behavioral principles, and so we look at predominantly what I do now is train trainers, and I do this worldwide. I work with a gentleman named Bob Bailey a great deal, who, if people look up, is one of the men who really started training with animals with his wife Marion Breland Bailey. And he was the first open ocean dolphin trainer, for example. I mean, that's how way back he goes, and how big in the field he is. And the work we do often is to use chickens as a behavior model. So we train trainers to have better efficiency, to learn how to be more effective by using chickens in an open field, meaning they're just on a table. And if you're not good with your timing, we call criteria, or their rate of reinforcement that you give the animal, you're not clear in what it is you want, the chicken simply just flies off the table and says, I have no business with you. It doesn't have the same kind of equipment that a dog does. It won't just stare at you and go, I don't know, I'll just sit here. It just says, you haven't made it worth my while to play. I'm leaving. And so that can be a very humbling experience for a trainer, but it also does break things down, make things very black and white, and show them how to be much better at what they do.
Have you ever come across any pet chickens?
Yes, actually, we have. We don't, we say imprint our chickens. We don't want the chicken to sit on a person's shoulder necessarily. We take very good care of our animals. But yes, there are people who really do. You can imprint them, just like Conrad Lorenz showed us. If you get them right out of the egg and they follow you around, they can, they're lovely animals. Really, chickens can get a bad rap. They really are wonderful, sweet little creatures.
I know they're not chickens, but Fly Away Home is one of my favorite movies. So,
they are. Birds are wonderful. Birds are wonderful.
Is there? I'm sure there's not one thing you say to trainers, but if there were one thing that you would like to impart with every trainer, what would that be?
Oh, it's interesting. Well, I think I would probably remind them always that behavior is a science, and when you apply scientific principles, we call that a technology. And so to be a good trainer, you need to be a good behavioral technologist, and to understand that what you're doing is advancing a science, that this is not a craft or voodoo, or this is my technique or my method, or we stand on the shoulders of giants, that there are scientists who come before us, and we want to not keep reinventing the wheel. We want to build and become better teachers with each generation and not just, rehash the old things. The reason we've advanced and we had the light bulb and now we have computers and we go on is because we advance. And it would be nice to see that we teach better with each new generation instead of kind of rehashing it over and over again.
One more question. What do you see as the next advancement in behavioral technology?
Wow, that's a really great question. Well, I think probably what I'd like to see as the next advancement is for us to begin to share the information that we actually have and not be so proprietary, and to begin to look at something as simple as saying, well, what is the best way to train a sit? We do it a billion ways. Well, have we collected the data? Have we looked at, well, what is the fastest, most efficient way? What is the least stressful on the animal? The most number of trials that's necessary? What is the way that's least aversive? We call aversive as something an animal will try to avoid or escape. What is the way that is that leads to the most beneficial outcomes? These types of things we don't even consider. We just either push his butt to the ground or give him food or do this or that. Those types of things really aren't even things that we consider about training. And it's a question because why not? Why don't we?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever thought about that question before.
But we think about it with medicine. Well, what is the best way to treat a fever? Well, how do we get the fever down fastest? The most efficient and effective way to treat an illness? Well, how do we treat? How do we teach? And when we start trying to advance, what is an animal capable of doing? What can a dog do for us? What can a horse do for us? What can we do for it? Those are things that we don't look at by collecting data and looking at how changes are made in a systematic way using behavioral principles.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I'm Rin for The Dog Show, and I've been talking with Paraveen. Thanks so much.
Hey, I'm Joe Young with The Dog Show, New York City's favorite news hound. Hi. Oh, that was awesome. Got my first dog kiss right on the lips. That was great. This is my boy, Bo. Yes? And his favorite owner, Caroline.
Hi.
Caroline, tell us Bo's story quickly about how he was a rescue.
So Bo was put on the euthanasia list from a city shelter out of Pennsylvania, and he was rescued by MAPA Siberian Husky Rescue, which mission is to save huskies' lives. I found Bo on the internet, and I did a triple take because he looked so much like my previous husky. And when I got him, I took him to our vet, and our vet said, boy, this dog has something really special. At the time, it was Pet Partners, Delta Society. They rebranded, now it's Pet Partners. And we enrolled in a 7-week training program. Bo was evaluated, and the rest is history.
And you adopted him.
Yay!
Who would throw this dog away? He's amazing.
Oh,
So I'm going to ask you a few questions about Bo since you've adopted him. Does he sleep in your bed?
He doesn't.
Where does he sleep?
He sleeps underneath the bed.
What's going on underneath the bed?
I think it's, heat rises. He has a double coat.
Yes, he's very coatish.
So he prefers to be underneath the bed.
I feel you. Good. Okay. So what do you think when strangers approach your dog?
Well, Bo is a therapy dog, so he is approached all day, every day. Well, not every day, but every
What does that mean, therapy dog?
He is a therapy dog, so we have 3 weekly commitments. We go into care facilities and work with persons with disability, persons with HIV, and I'm at Ronald McDonald House, and we bring comfort. When an animal enters the room, the energy changes. We give them the gift of having an animal around.
Tissue number 2, please. So basically you're telling me Bo is a therapist.
basically.
Wow, that's a great, my man.
And it's proven that when one strokes an animal, their blood pressure is lower, their endorphins are released, and the same thing for an animal. They feel the same kind of, they're, you know, they get happy when they're around people and their pet. And
so you're cool when strangers approach your dog.
I am, you know, I trust my dog, and I know that he, right, Bowie? Yeah, you hear that?
He heard that. Did you see that?
I trust you.
This just keeps getting better and better.
When we,
Hang on. There we go. That was amazing, Bo.
But when he's approached by strangers,
Get it out, girl.
I know, I'm trying to think of the right terminology.
Spit it out.
It makes him a more solid therapy dog.
Wow.
Because, you know, that with experiences, you know.
So, tell me, what is your pet peeve about your dog? Like, what is something he does you just wish he didn't do?
Sleep underneath the bed.
Why? You want to snuggle?
I want to. He'll snuggle, but it won't last. You know, it's not an all night. He won't stay in the
He's
bed
like
all
a snuggly bear, girl. You'd get hot.
He's, you know, he hangs out in the bed with the residents and at care facilities, but he doesn't hang out with mommy in the bed, right?
Wait, Mommy, do you not have anybody to snuggle with? We need to get Mommy a snuggle partner. Inquiring minds, hit up the dog show. For the dog show, I'm Joe Young.
Oh, my house.
I got you a date, girl.
Hello, I'm Kitty Logan for the Dog Show, and today we're going to meet a mighty mutt, Stella. But before we do that, let's meet our human, shall we? Hello, Robert. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Very well indeed. I am very, very anxious to meet Miss Stella. Can you tell me a little bit about her history, how she came about to be a mighty mutt?
Okay, well, Stella's had a little bit of a tough life. She's about 4 years old, and a couple of years ago, a gentleman moved to New York from Wisconsin and heard that she was in a really bad situation in the Bronx. And what he did initially was he brought her to the local pound in 110th Street. And when he found out that she was on the list to get put to sleep, he immediately went back, decided to take her in and make her his dog. The unfortunate thing is, very shortly after that, he decided he doesn't want to live in New York anymore, and he decides to move back to Wisconsin. And he leaves Stella at the other city pound, which is in Brooklyn, and she was also on the euthanasia list again. She was about to get put to sleep, and Mighty Mutts found out about her and took her in.
Well, it seems like rather than a mutt, she's working on a cat with 9 lives. Well, I'm so glad she's become a mighty mutt. So now, in the time you've spent with her, do you know what kind of family is best suited for her?
Well, I think she'd be great with most families. I think it'd be tough for like very young, like infants to be with her, because she's the sweetest thing in the world. She's just so strong, and I think she might accidentally, you know, tug on them, and you know they might fall. But she's a doll. She gets along with everybody. I think she'd be great with, you know, children, with men, with women, families. I can't imagine very many homes that she wouldn't just totally flower in.
And I believe that the home she's currently living in has cats and dogs, so she apparently gets along with everybody, and she's such a sweet dog. So now, are there any special restrictions that she might have health-wise?
I don't think she has any special needs at all, except she needs some family to love her. She needs a permanent, forever home, and I think she is the best dog now. I think she's just going to get better in the home that gives her the love that she deserves.
So she is a good-sized dog, but she seems very, very active. Do you know how much activity she requires in a day?
She's an older dog. She's about 4 years old, so she doesn't need a whole lot of activity. Like with any dog, you should walk her about 3 times a day. But she's pretty mellow, and just a regular walk and she'll be fine. You know, when she's home, all she wants to do is kind of lie on your couch.
A mellow mighty mutt indeed. She is such a sweet dog. Now, if someone does want to adopt her, and I know there's going to be plenty of people that want to adopt her, what should they do?
Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. You could come to our weekly adoption event. It's every Saturday from around 12 until about 5:30. We're at the corner of Union Square West and 14th Street. We're right across from Whole Foods. Or another way you can do it is you just go on our website, which is mightymutts.org. You click under dogs and you'll find Stella's page there. And you click the link and just say that you're interested in taking this real wonderful, wonderful dog home.
Well, that about wraps it up with Robert and Stella today. Thank you so much for being here. And you know what I did last week? I found Mighty Mutt's Facebook page and I liked it. So now I know all their dogs and kitties that they have. For the Dog Show, I'm Kitty Logan.
That's our show for this week. You've been watching The Dog Show. I'm Rin Olson.